Okay, here we go. Episode 6. So, first thing I want to point out, the system says we have a medical emergency. Um, I wouldn't call it an emergency because while Mai still has the flu to an extreme level, uh, at 88%, immunity is at 98%. Just a little bit more time and that's going to start to go back down. Um, it does do this when someone's, close to death, and they are with 88% flu, but it's going to go up to maybe 90% and then go back down. Now she's in she's in pain, consciousness is reduced, manipulation and breathing are reduced quite a bit, but we are on the path to recovery. I'm going to start this going. I've got a little bedroom queued up, the hospital queued up, this creepy hospital with the black bone floor and candlelight. Um, we're finishing this so that this was counting the whole space here as the prison room because there was an opening there. Um, so one thing that I don't know if I pointed out, so this actually counts this as a room. It considers it a rec room because there's a horseshoe pin or hoopstone pin there. So having that, it's right now it's mediocre. If I can get that up to slightly impressive, which is going to take some doing. I think I have to get the impressiveness up to like 60 or maybe 70. Yeah. So that's not a priority. But if I can do that, then they'll get mood bonuses when they're doing outdoor, recreation as well as indoor recreation. Now, right now I've still got some Muffalo sleeping down there. So I think everybody except May, we will try to take on a little hunting trip, see if we can hunt them before they leave the map. So let's wake everybody up. Not May. I'm going to draft you all. I marked this little thing for us to get rid of that so that we can basically hide inside there and shoot at them in case they all attack us. We've got a doorway where the Muffalo will have to come single file to hide their numbers like sand people. And then having that is going to be some blue fur that'll let us make some. I'm going to release you from the draft temporarily so you can do that and then draft you again. You're going to stand right there. Everybody can drafted hunt. That's what I was afraid of. Run away! Sorry. You're going to stand there. You're going to stand there. Oh, fortunately, it's just the one. Okay, so that's not too bad. Back out. Okay. This away. Ashcan to the front. Nice. Where'd the other ones go? Couple scattered up that way. We're gonna try to get these two here. I think we're in good enough shape. I'm gonna have Ashcan, you haul that. You dropped some pemmican, that was dumb. Please don't tell me you're trying to flee the map because there's no food. I think that is what you're doing. Trying to get revenge, but you died on the way. Did you leave the map? Any animals left on the map? I'm sorry, wildlife left on the map. Ibex, doe, and a lynx. Let's see if we can hunt this ibex doe before it leaves the map. I'm thinking that's a no. Oh, maybe. Caravan requests they want war veils will give us a pain stopper. That's a weird augment that makes you not feel pain, which lets you fight a lot longer, basically until you die, because you won't notice any of the pain. Links. Alright, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to say the draft is over. No, don't consume. We're going to say orders, allow all items. Haul that. Nope, the rest of you don't do dumb stuff. Coleman. Is there a dead Muffalo here somewhere? Yeah. Prioritize hauling that. Monk, you prioritize hauling that. Who else we got up there? Nuna and Chulsum. Nuna, you will haul this one, and Chulsum, you will haul... Oh, no empty spot to store it in. That may actually be true. Okay, so for now, we'll just leave it like that. Chulsum, where are you at? Yeah, okay. Come over here. Haul that Muffalo in. And then we'll get to butchering, and hopefully Nuna can... What are you doing? Oh yeah, hauling that. When you get done with that, we can do some crafting. Who is there anyone else who's okay at crafting? Sonoma, your crafting skill is the stupidest crafting skill ever. I'll have you make something. It'll be crap clothing, but it'll be something. Yeah, fine. Of course, you learn very quickly, right? And you're very passionate. So your skill might be... It started at 0. We'll see if it can get to 2 or something by the end of your crafting. Nuna, your mood's crap because recreation deprived. Okay, so yeah, you do some rec. And then we'll see how we do. I think I accidentally, like, at the end of this episode, told it to stop making this a bone ash wall, so it drops some of the bone ash. Someone will pick it up and finish that. We're moving these stockpiles in here. By these stockpiles, I mean the ones that were here. Just so that this hallway won't be quite so awful or difficult to walk through. This room's going to be awful no matter what, and it doesn't matter that it gets up to... Actually, yeah, it's not super warm, but it's also not super cold. It's been hovering at about 8 to 10 degrees in here. We're going to see if double walling that, and once we get some stone, double walling the ends here will help us retain a temperature above 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. But we'll see. Nuna's doing okay for mood. Can we get recreation fully satisfied? Recreation fully satisfied. That's what we want to see. So, Sonoma, you take a break. Nuna, you're the one that's actually good at crafting. Crafting got up to 2 though, and you learned the max that you could for today, so it's a good time for you to stop. Okay, and that disappeared there, but you saw that it did say maximum learned today. But as time goes on, that sort of drops back down. So there is an extent to which you get diminishing returns trying to do the same thing learning the same thing over and over again. And you have to, spend some time doing it over a number of days. But the monk is awake, right? Okay, you're eating some pemmican. Stop making wax. I moved the stockpile. There is wax. Don't make more wax. His recreation is really low. We'll let him do that. No, we won't let him do that. We'll make him butcher some first, so that we have... How are we doing on... We need to haul some kibble in there. And then we can use the plant scraps to make more kibble. We're gonna have a lot of bones. Doing some construction, that's good. So we get a bunch of construction projects, finishing the hospital. We got bones, that's nice. Do the hospital, we're gonna get some better lighting using some of this wax fueled lighting. We're planting... What? No, that's... No. Wait. What? Oh, a limestone chunk got dropped there. And a lynx is hunting a rabbit right here. Fortunately, it didn't actually attack my stuff, but you brought yourself and this rabbit right here, so we'll take advantage of that. And we shall draft it hunt. And we got the lynx. And the draft. Chalsum, you're a constructor, right? Can you make that? Do we have enough granite? Oh, we will as soon as Coleman finishes that. But yeah, we'll want to put that door back in. I'm moving a door here so that we can, once we have the stone, double wall this back here to keep insulated better. Okay. What are you doing? Oh, viewing art. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to get married to somebody. How's your sleep? Rest is not very high. Sonoma, you're researching... Smithing is good, yes. Once we get to smithing, we can maybe take you off researching and get your crafting up, but I will look at that when we get to it. Prioritize hauling this kibble. And then somebody, the monk's gonna have to make more kibble in the morning, or in the evening, his daytime. Gonna forbid that door. And yeah, things are progressing all right. This did get finished, this bone wall here. I might just double wall this with bone. Let our constructors get some more practice. All kinds of sparks flying from that. These are going to be, press H, yep. Medical beds, excellent. Normal, normal, excellent. Nice. Ash cans, doing some constructing on that. So these rooms are up to 12. This one's at 11. Okay. This is at 2 degrees. Okay. Well, we'll see how much that candelabra helps with the heat. How are our animals doing? We've got an injured Muffalo. You got scratched up by the lynx. Okay. Female Muffalo, 1 male, 4 adult females, and a calf. And one of our females, 12-year-old female, is pregnant. Our oldest Muffalo, Triumphant Hammer. Who's doing what? Monk, you're awake, right? You're cooking there? That's way more than enough cooking. Haul these meals over to here. And then you're done cooking for now. Just make some kibble. Nuna, you're relaxing socially. Okay, your recreation's almost at 100%. Cool. And then you are doing what? Hauling ibex meat? Nah. You are going to tailor. We've still got Sonoma and Chalsum without any overcoat. And the monks, I'm sure, is pretty crappy. But let's haul this blue fur to a place where we want to actually do stuff with it. Can probably say don't use plain leather after this one, I think, and then make some blue fur dusters. So Nuna as the only crafter, and the monk I'm going to micromanage a little bit. Everybody else is mostly doing what I want them to do, so without too much interference. Yeah, that hauling stuff can wait. What else can you do more? Oh, you can't make more kibble? What if I told you to make up to 600 kibble? Whoop. 6,000's a lot. 900, though, is not an unreasonable amount of kibble to make. That's 6 stacks of 150. How you doing, Nuna? You're hungry? Your overall mood, though, is fine. Slept in cold. We're trying to work on that. Double insulating is a little tough. Do we have the wood to refuel that thing? I suppose. The other option is to deconstruct it and put in a lamp. We'll just deconstruct it for now. This bed, Ashcan, you don't need to sleep there, do you, right? You can have, yeah. Here, reinstall normal bed, not medical. And then Ashcan, that can be your bed. Who's the low man on the totem pole? You are. I'm gonna tell you, refuel this limestone thing. And by refuel, I mean fuel in the first place. Oh, Ashcan's doing that. Okay. There we go. It's a decent hospital. This room is dirty. I can have him clean that. Prioritize cleaning dirt. Simple meals rotted away. Yeah, they're gonna do that. Nuna, stop doing that and work on the tailoring. Other people can cook. We got plenty of food. I'm just gonna turn these simple meals off for now. If we run out of the necessary vegetables to make the simple meals, then we can turn that back on. Expand zone. We'll do this just so there's a clearer path for people to walk through. These stone blocks don't need to be stored in there, But then again, they don't need to not be stored in there. Although, yeah, we'll say storage for raw resources, stone blocks, off. We'll keep those outside because that's where we're going to be doing. We don't necessarily need to go in through there and all the way in through this heated place every time we're doing that. But this is looking a little better. But more importantly, this workshop is, or this rec room and dining room is very impressive. We should be getting a really good mood boost from that. 5. And they're going to get a similar boost when they do recreation in here. How are we doing on our... So Muffalo headdress, Sonoma is working on that. Ignore message, right? Yes, 78-year-old. I don't really need a 78-year-old refugee. Screams in panic through the tinny speaker. Yeah, there's no speaker. There's no... I don't know how they're calling us, but there's no speaker. Monk, what are you doing? Manager. We'll look at the manager and see what everybody does. Sonoma's researching coals, cutting stone blocks, resting, sleeping, playing hoopstone, making duster, and the monk's smoking meat. Good. Smoking meat's good. Preserve that meat. Oh, this stuff's frozen, so it won't spoil. That's good. Coleman, you're doing some grunt hauling, right? Okay, before you go to bed, can you clean up some of these stacks and make sure we've got things nice and neat here? Prioritize merging this. Yeah. And yeah, that looks better at least. Okay. Let's say over here we're gonna move these things back a little. Oh, I thought the Muffalo were making love in that. Okay. And run animal. Okay. Yeah, it's still cold at night here. But we've got a ton of bone. This isn't going to do wonders for our security here. A double wall is better than no double wall. But it will insulate, and as far as I know, it doesn't matter what you're insulating with as long as you're insulating with something. The monk's a good drummer. Sonoma, you did your making love. Let's finish this Muffalo headdress so someone else can, so Nuna can work on making some more. We'll see how. Okay. This probably isn't going to be the worst Muffalo headdress in the world. It's not going to be the best either. I maybe should have had you build your construction up on something that doesn't that doesn't use up our best material, the Muffalo wool. Okay, it is the worst Muffalo headdress in the world. Stop that. Don't do that anymore. Who's got the good skills? It's Nuna, right? Yeah, Nuna. You have crafting 11. That's nice. So we're going to say for the Muffalo headdress, allowed crafting skill for this is 8. And for the duster, allowed crafting skill is 10. So only you can make the duster. Other people can make the headdresses. That doesn't use as much material. If we make a bad one, it's not the end of the world. Once Nuna wakes up, she can go back to working on that. We've got a ton of bone. One thing I can have Sonoma do, or anyone for that matter, is crank out some poor bone short bows. Because apparently it's still bugged and I can't make the recurve bows out of bone. It'll make it out of wood if wood gets into the ingredient radius, but I shrunk the ingredient radius to there, leaving just this pile of bone, which someone should prioritize hauling there. Oh, that was also set to important. Let's bump this down to preferred and set this as important. We don't necessarily need it to be critical. But we're going to say, Bills, make short bow from the radius here that includes some bone but no wood. And we're going to say, do 5 times. Any crafting skill, but not wood. Nuna, you're sharing tribal lore, getting a rec bonus, that's good. So I want the people who are doing crafting to have the best mood so that they can get the chance to get inspired creativity to give us stuff that's 2 levels higher. Eclipse. Okay, it's going to make it a little colder. It would stop plants from growing outside during the day if they would do that on the 10th of December. We're actually most of the way through, winter. Although it takes until the 11th of April, May until the growing season officially starts. Nuna, you can let somebody else do that. You work on this bench. Oh, Coleman, I don't necessarily want you crafting. No, no. How did you get assigned to that in the first place? Coleman. No. Oh well. So I guess at the crafting spot it's considered crafting rather than smithing. Alright, there's only 22 work left on it. Go ahead and finish that. You don't have any passion for crafting, so I really don't want you crafting in general. When you're done with that, no more crafting for you. No, don't make another short bow. Yeah, go eat a fine meal or something, that's fine. Sonoma, you're going to sleep. Okay, Nuna, you're still crafting long into the night because I told you to. Who needs warm clothes? 4 of our colonists, really? So let's shrink this zone a little bit and expand this one. Nope. Shrink this zone a little bit and expand this one. Is Nuna healed up? Any animals on the map? Oh, there's some ibex doe. Okay. Don't really need their stuff. Once morning comes, I'm going to have May, who is, yes, healed up from the flu, go on a hauling trip. We're going to urgently haul that. Hopefully they'll pick up that bunch as well, whoever does that. I can't guarantee they will. Same thing for this. But once morning comes, once May's actually awake, we will have her take one of the non-pregnant animals. Muffalo 2, sure. And go on a caravan trip, bring all of our sort of hand-me-down clothing, the stuff that they originally came with and stuff that they're not wearing anymore, and all of these crappy bows and weapons, which are not going to get us much money, but I just want to get them out of here, get some trade caravan experience here, and hopefully bring back something more valuable, either some silver to have on file for a future trade, or that's what that sound was, repetitive moving of stuff from one of these to the other. Yeah, so just something. We'll see what's available. Okay, everybody's up. Oh yeah, it's still dark because of the eclipse. So we're going to go to the world map. It's going to take a minute to load, but not too long because I'm only generating 30% of the world. So this is where we could possibly go for the end game, and I thought it's going to take like over a year to get there, with just May by herself, who's like the fastest one. But we're going to go to this nearest town of Rautag, Furious Crossbow Pact. So we're going to say form caravan with May and Muffalo 2. And we're going to take, for food for Muffalo 2, 300 kibble, which should be enough for 7 days. There might be some grazing that the Muffalo can do, but I doubt it this time of year. And we're going to take some of the pemmican for May. I don't think we're going to need this much pemmican, but just to be safe, I'm going to take it all. We're going to take not our raw resources. Plain leather bedroll, yes, we need one of those, so that May doesn't sleep on the ground. We're gonna take these crappy steel weapons. Now these are their total value. Weapons don't sell for as much as sell for like only a small percentage of their market value, so I'm not expecting to get a ton of money for those. And then these hand-me-down crappy clothes. And now that we are getting rid of some of this tribal wear, our bills to create tribal wear will kick in. Blue fur duster, no, we want to leave this. Muffalo tribal wear, poor, we'll leave that. We might take it on a future trip. This cloth hood is, yeah, 24%. Cloth took. Muffalo headdress, awful. Yeah, we'll take that with us as well. No, we'll leave that just in case. It's going to be good insulation, better than some of the other stuff because it's Muffalo wool. We're going to leave that for our colonists. We're going to choose a route. Yeah, that's everything we want, right? Yeah. No silver to. Hopefully we'll be able to sell some of this stuff. Okay, estimated travel time 1.3 days. Forage food amount 30%. So that means May, with a good plant skill, which I think she has, will be able to forage some food. The animals won't be able to graze because it's too cold for another 8-ish days. And we're going to select that, so we're going to choose route and then accept. May now has this icon, and we'll start gathering up stuff. I don't know that I made a caravan packing spot. That would be where they would go to first and then start gathering stuff up. So having that near this pile of our general stockpile would be a good thing. We're loading up the saddlebags on Muffalo 2. Miscellaneous? No. Yeah, caravan packing spot. And then once May's loaded up the Muffalo, on my caravan gathering supplies, yep, gathering some of the food. And then heading out. And then we can follow May's progress on the world map once she hits the world map. But as you can see, May's got good plant skill, which helps with foraging, animal skill to handle pack animals, shooting skill to fend off anyone who attacks the caravan, and social skill to get a better deal from our stuff, and medical skill to patch herself up just in case she gets hurt out there on the trail. And if we go to the world map, we can see a little dot that's May's caravan moving here. It should get there in sometime the following day. Stuff to right now it's 1 p.m., but it's super dark because of the eclipse. Some wildlife on the map. I guess it's all down here. These ibex does or rams, and a hare, another ibex doe over here. Now, it's tough to tell that it's winter and that it's daytime. It's tough to tell that it's daytime because of the eclipse. It's tough to tell that it's winter because there hasn't been any snow to cover this up. But we're in a pretty arid environment. If this map was on a more water-rich environment, rather than just being a tiny little marsh here, it would probably be a whole lake here. And then this part here would probably be, maybe even a stream or something. So now that we took all that crappy tribal wear there, we've got to build to make tribal wear here. And this tribal wear we have set to make out of Muffalo wool, which is good, that's ideal. That's what we want to actually use. But then we could also use some of the plain leather or something else if that runs out, to give our crafters something to do that can get their crafting skill up, use this leather, turn it into slightly more profitable trade goods. Let's get rid of this. And expand this zone here. In fact, we'll get rid of this and just say, just put kibble here. And they should, start hauling that kibble over there for the animals. Get a lot of wood and bone. So yeah, I think we're going to get through the winter okay with food and wood and everything. Having bone instead of wood to work with has stretched my wood quite a bit in terms of making doors and bows and other things. What, Nuna's sleeping, okay. Oh, it's nighttime. The eclipse ended, but it's actually brighter right now. Making, pemmican to replace the pemmican that was gone. One thing we can do to help with this research, get Sonoma onto other things, is to make a simple research bench out of bone. Now this is, if you don't have this tribal research spot from this mod, this is the only place where you do research, is a research table. And we might as well make a comfortable chair for the researcher out of light leather. 70, how much furniture, armchair, 110. So we will do plain leather. Which I think is what we made this out of. Yeah. And we can build a copy of that there. Deconstruct these. It's not going to be the most comfortable to actually finish that thing, so, but the monk, you are a good constructor, right? Make a plain leather thingy. Coleman, you're not good for much, right? Do some tedious grunt work. There we go. Prioritize merging that light leather. Okay. Cleans up some space there. We can shrink this down actually again. How's the temperature in here? Not great. We've got a bunch of tallow wax. So let us F to allow those. Get some more ceremonial light in here, up in the front of our thing. Okay, so we finished this. Yeah, the beauty's gone up quite a bit. I don't know how well these plants are doing down here because of the lack of light, but we can fix that. There we go. We got a nice research bench, which should increase the quality of our research dramatically. It's got a bad temperature in here. I'm fine with that. Work speed penalty, bad temperature, but I'm actually okay with that. Nuna, yep, good. Making duster. Thank you. I didn't check to see how well May is equipped for the cold here. Health. Okay. I didn't check your comfortable temperature. Minus 18. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have made sure you were better geared before I sent you out, because otherwise we had some nasty frostbite. Research finished smithing. Next in queue, none. We can make metal weapons, knives, gladiator maces, work metal into clean, beautiful floor tiles, which is what we're going to do. Any other research? We don't want to do any of that stuff. We could do this stuff, carpet making. We don't really have the material to make carpet. And we just learned how to make nice tile floors, so... Oh, we need to make a forbidden research center with our bookie thing. Complex furniture. Yeah, let's do great bow and see if the great bow technology lets us actually make them out of bone. But, so we've got clean tiles. So we are going to say for floors, metal tile gives a bonus to cleanliness. We're going to start by doing that here. And having a clean kitchen's important, laboratory for research is important, and hospital is important. I don't know how much steel we got. We got some. May's caravan has arrived in Rautag. So we're going to go trade, and let's see what we can get. We could get a Labrador Retriever. That's interesting. We could get a black cat. They have a slave for sale. Illuminator. Undergrounder Psychopath. Interesting. Psychopath's not necessarily bad. They're a nice person to have to haul corpses around. They don't gain any benefit from socializing, but they're underground ascetic. I don't really need another constructor. If I had someone else who was better at cooking, I would take them, because Nuna's too valuable a crafter to spend all their time cooking, and the monk, while cooking most of the time is fine, when I have him doing construction, I want someone else to be able to take over the cooking. So, rather than look at what I can buy, let's look at what I can sell. So yeah, I'm getting a silver for that. Not much, but it frees up the inventory. Yeah, 59 silver total for all that crap. I'm not going to buy things that I can make myself. I don't need to buy a light leather muffalo headdress, skull mask, no. None of this stuff. So I've got I'm getting 364 silver from this. I could buy some more pemmican, which would not be a bad thing at all, especially since it's cheaper than meat. So I might do that. I didn't really dip into my pemmican too much on this trip. Herbal medicine, I think I'm doing okay on that now. Steel, I could buy some wood, and I might do so. Because having that for crafting is going to be, and heating is useful. So I think I'm going to try to buy all the pemmican they have. Nope. I'm going to buy 10, 20, 30, 40 wood. I'm looking at my max weight. Don't want the wood is kind of heavy. 50 wood and whoops, I don't want to sell pemmican. I want to buy pemmican. Buy 100 pemmican. Buy 150 pemmican. We'll have a little bit of silver. Yep. So I'm going to trade these crappy weapons and clothing for some pemmican and some wood. Not a huge trade, but a good one. Return to Blue Fir Bluff. We're removing that floor. Our cleanliness is going down, 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 down. And then it should go up, 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 up. So tiles give you a cleanliness buffer and actually let you be cleaner than 0 cleanliness. Cleaner than 0 doesn't have a positive effect, but it means you can get a little stuff on the floor and still have a positive cleanliness. Probably exhausting all of my steel, so I should probably mark some for mining, which could be right here. I'm gonna say, do we have some granite? Yeah. We're gonna say trash can. Prioritize mining this compacted steel, and then after do that, we'll work on that blueprint so that this doesn't count as all prison food, which is what it's doing right now. In fact, I'm just going to turn off this for prisoners just so that we don't run into that stupid stuff. I thought I was going to give, I guess I don't really need to do it right now, but no, I should. Furniture, candelabra, this is still dirty. Once it's finished, it'll be much nicer, though. We won't have the creepy, creepy bone floor. That's probably enough food. Prioritize hauling this meals. Prioritize hauling fine. Prioritize hauling fine meals. Thank you. Now, who needs warm clothes? Sonoma. Here, you're comfortable down to -8 from your excellent blue fur duster, but only plain leather tribal wear. And no Muffalo hat. No, this is the monk. You've got a plain leather duster. Or so Muffalo hat. Mark, what are you doing? Just... Oh, you need the steel to... Yeah, okay. Construct that. Yep. It's looking pretty nice. World map. On our way home. She could go out and do those things, but... Oh, there's a... Yeah, shield belt. Excellent shield belt we could fight 2 enemies for. That might be worth doing. Make sure May's properly geared up to fight some enemies. We could make bone armor from just the bone nearby here, and only if someone's crafting skill is above 10. We want only the really good crafters working on armor. And I prefer it to be dropped on the floor just so I can take a look at the quality of it. You know what you're doing. Planting? Don't do that. Someone else can do that. Work. Nuna, you are going to do crafting primarily, and then growing and plant cutting. We might switch that around at the harvest. Ooh, excellent. Making another blue fur duster, that's good. So this is staying very impressive by increasing the amount of daylilies we're planting in here. It's giving people who do growing something to do that they are for the most part passionate about. Another thing we could do is make some bone shelving. Having this stuff off the floor makes the beauty be not as bad. So these piles of things on the floor are giving a -5. If we put them in shelves, there'd be no problem with it. In fact, putting shelves for the food would probably be the best thing. It doesn't strictly matter from a cleanliness perspective, but might as well make some nice bone shelves. Not too worried about the quality at this point. Any shelf is better than no shelf. I'm going to say for meals. And this one for pemmican. These are important. Is that the same priority level as this? Yep. We can delete that. And delete that. Oh, and some more bone stools around this table. And we can then allow them to make this as well. Some good bone stools, poor bone stools, all kinds of bone stools. These wooden stools we're going to deconstruct. The good one I will leave for now. What do they got here? Normal. Poor steel stool. Yeah, we'll take apart that poor steel stool. Caravan arrived at Blue Fir Bluff. Alright, we're back. We're back home. This might be getting close to an hour, so I think I'm going to call it pretty soon. And we're going to reinstall this good stool over here at the butcher table. And this nice matching bone furniture set. What do we get for a steel stool normal? Bone stool good. Better than steel stool normal. So, deconstruct this steel stool, give us some resources back. Temperature in here up to 10. Of course, it's daytime. No, it's early morning. And we still managed to keep 51. It's not too bad, not too bad. Did I deconstruct that? Here, haul that urgently. Get that out of the way there. We're going to put a good bone stool there, right? Good is the best we've got. Nothing came up excellent. We've got plenty of bone here, so we can spend it on making some nice... There we go. Excellent. That's what I was looking for. So we're going to... get rid of this poor bone stool. Then everything will be normal or better quality over there. We're going to say good bone stool over here. Coleman, are you a constructor? No. Oh, Ashcan's doing it. And where did that excellent one go? Here it is. Because that excellent one is going to be used pretty much all the time. In fact, why isn't it being used now? Oh, Nuna's asleep. Okay. And then we can make another one here. Excellent. We get rid of this good wooden one here and send that excellent one over there. This thing is nice. Cleanliness 0.2. So a little bit of dirt will still keep the room cleanliness clean. I could do sterile tile if I had more silver. And that would be ideal for the hospital. This room doesn't have to be sterile. Its cleanliness is a little bit above 0. Reinstall this over here. And make another one. Nuna, what you doing? Okay, good. Unfinished Muffalo tribal wear. Okay. Crafting. Nuna, your crafting is really good, right? Yeah. I'm going to have you work on making some recurve bows. That'll extend our range, give us more damage and power, and the range will help us not get revenged on as much when we do hunting. But I think we're... Oh, yeah. Research finished. Great bow. Ugh. Okay. Let's stop and look at this. Great bow. Great bow. Doesn't list ingredients. Ugh. So much for that. Alright, well, I'm going to maybe fiddle around, see if I can figure out how to finally actually make bows out of bone, but we're going to call it there for tonight. Thanks, and see you next time.